Hi, this is Stella. This is just a follow-up on my previous video for making the book box. See if I can put that camera up just a tad. Okay, there it is. So I've covered it with some nice paper, and I've got a magnetic closure on that. And then I've put some pretty paper on the spine. Okay, so I'm quite happy with that, and I'm not going to decorate it any further. Having said that, I may put some flowers on some part of the spine. Definitely not the front, because I want them stacked together. And I'll show you. I've started another one that's a bit narrower. So I want these books stacked together on a shelf. So I may put some flowers there, and then I'll put a label up there. And these books can stand up or they can lay down, depends on what you want. So be careful with your label. If you're going that way, obviously put your label oriented that way. If not, if you're going up and down, put your label reading downwards. Okay, that's that one. Now, I've already done the outside frame for this one, much the same way as I did this, except I've gone smaller. I don't want all my books the same size. I've gone smaller, and obviously different colour, slightly different inside. Okay, so I have measured where I want my box to go, and I've got an 8-inch length. Which I may actually cut down, because I've got a 5 and something, 5 and a half that's going to go on the outside, not inside, it's on the outside. Okay, as long as I've got enough room. I'm going to cut these 1/4 inch down, these 8 ones. Maybe not even that, maybe just 8 inches. 8 inches, let's make them 7 3/4. Seriously, that's not 7 3/4. That's 7 7/8. That is 7 3/4. We moved. Sit still. I'll just make sure we've got both the same size. Yep. Okay, so that's not 8 inches, it was 7 3/4. And this one's 5 and a half. Okay, now last time when I did the the box part, I joined up 3 pieces of the white paper into a strip and then did them all together onto the same strip. Well, this time I'm going to do something different to show you a different method. This is a textured paper. Absolutely love it. It's kind of like a linen almost. Beautiful. So just make sure I'm on the wrong side. Right. What we're going to do is put the large side down, leave an inch on that side, and an inch, whoops, on that side. The width of this is 1.2 inches or 2.4 centimeters. So we want, I'm just going to try and measure this properly. We want double that, and then enough to turn over a little bit more. So here we go. Just get the cutter out and I'll just make sure that we've got that measurement correct. Before we go anywhere else, add just a tad more, just in case. But it should be perfect, but meh. Just in case. You cannot add, but you can take away. Blunt blade here. Nothing like working with a blunt blade. Okay. Now what we want to do is crease this with my little broken creaser down the middle, which is at 1 1/4. Just crease that down. Oh, I've creased it in the wrong side. Never mind. Not playing the game. Let's just have a look. Yep, that's cool. That is cool. We can just trim that little bit off because we are pretty much correct. We could use glue or we could use tape, and I'm just going to use glue. glue on here. Now my measurements may not suit you. Use your own measurements because you may not be using the same thickness of box board that I'm using. So my measurements would steer you completely wrong. And that's a small one. Shoot, I'll do the small one anyway. They go on the outside, so outside. Okay, they're going on the outside. So let's just trim that. Okay, score that side and score this one. And then snip off that little rectangle there. And we're just going to do a wedge, little wedge there, and a little wedge there, because these flaps are going to close over the long side. Once you've got that covered, it'll go over there. That flap will fall down. Let's go with that. I'll go this way. And of course the big ones don't have the flap on the side because they're going neat against that short sides, the top and bottom. So put it right at that edge, match up the bottom, square as you can go, match that up. There's my pencil. Fold this over, fold it over. Now we'll put some glue on this box board. Make sure you get the edges, especially the sides and the base. You can use a combination of double-sided tape and glue. And if if you know me, you know my favourite glue is this one. Okay, that over. Burnish both sides well. Now we cut this one away. Okay, try to cut it as straight as you can. Not as straight as Stella does it, but as straight as you can. Just a little bit more trim up here. Those big scissors are hopeless. Seriously. That's better. There we go. Now we can actually put these two together if we like. I am going to put just a little bit of tape on here. Just a little bit, and pull that excess tape down. Okay. Now this goes on the outside, so we need some glue just on the edge here where that is going to meet. Make sure your open ends are in the same position. Place this over the edge here. And then fold the flap over. This is just a bit too high there. There we go. Okay, now let's do another long one. Match it up absolutely as close as you can. Where did I throw my pencil? There we go. I can probably just cut that. It's much easier making the box this way than the other way. The other way was the first one I learnt how to do, and then I thought it was going to be an easy way because it was just so ridiculously hard. Okay, let's trim. You really have to make sure you've got no overhang of the paper on here, because that's going to stand and be glued onto your box, so it's got to be flat. You might even just get a curl off it. Failing that, just go like that, pull that over, go like that, and that should be okay. Make sure you do the sides as well. This is going on the outside. We'll probably have to reglue that one, but that's okay. Oh, come on. It's not particularly straight. A small piece. I like the combination of the glue and the tape. You get more security that way. I do like security when I'm making my boxes. And I've never had one fall apart yet. So it's good. Okay, make sure our bottom is down that way. We'll fit these together with the top on the outside and then fold over our flap. Pretty perfect. Put a bit of glue in there. Then we can fold these. Just hold them together like that. Okay. Now our last one. several different methods for making boxes. It's just whatever I'm in the mood for, really. If I'm in the mood for complicated, then I'll go complicated. But I just wanted the easiest one for this. Okay, we'll fold this over. This might help to crease it first, still. Crease. And over. The looks of that. That's better. Let's trim this off. We're taking off the top square there and on this side. Take off them and let's do our little wedge right to the corner on that side. Keep the other side flat. Whew, it's hot in here. I just decided to put a bit of tape there. I hope I don't pop out of the camera too much. I have a habit of doing that. Let's come over here. Okay, now we're going to add that to here. I just need to trim this up a little because we're out more paper than card. That's it. That one's pretty much it. Small bits of tape just for security. I'm going to do one at a time, so put some glue on there because that's the part that's going to hit this part here, and then we will put glue around the tape. Fit that onto there so that the short side is on the outside. Make sure we're straight, and then fold the tab over. Okay, now I have noticed that this one was just a little loose. So I'm going to do it again from this side. And I can pull that. Just put some more glue on it, just in case. Pull tight. even and straight, and then bring that tab up and secure it. Okay, so wherever you've got that tab, just hold it firmly and give that tab a burnish. Okay, decide which is your front, which is your back. Okay, I'm just going to fit that on for starters and make sure that the back of the box sits flush against the inside spine. And that you are even all the way around, especially these sides here, because these ones can be maneuvered. But once you've got these in, the back ones, okay, all fits beautifully. So now I am going to use some tape for this. For the other box I used, what did I use? Hot glue. But I'm not going to use hot glue this time. I'm going to use tape and liquid glue. See, a totally different method. Okay, right to the edges, top and bottom. Burnish. So now we're taking off the tape from there. Fold in any overhangs. And because we want some wiggle room, I'm just going to put a bit of glue across the middle between the two tapes, and then just a few dots. Hopefully that'll give us just that little bit of wiggle room just to move. Okay, let's put it where we want it to go, and before looks about right to me, so we'll hold it there. Now let's lift that up. There we go. Good. Really good. Now, if you look what I've done, my green paper is a bit short there, so I will actually recover this. Actually, I could probably just put a strip in now. How big do I want it? Quarter of an inch. throw some glue on. Hang on. Let's get the right size first. Size. I kind of knew at the time that I was cutting it short, but I didn't worry about it when I should have done. So, okay, got that in there. Perfect. Now, what we need to do, oops, come on glue, just behave yourself. Okay, we're going to need to put some glue across the bottom. And on this edge. When you do this, make sure you've got a glue that is going to give you some time, like at least half a minute before it sets dry. Otherwise you've just wasted your time. And I would hesitate to use hot glue here actually, because that would dry way before you got to the end, or it would harden at least. So okay, just go back over that. Okay, now make sure that we put these down evenly so that the top and bottom are level. Level. Put that down. It moved. I'm not allowed to move. Try and squeeze that glue back into there. Leakage. And then put something heavy on it until that glue dries. Okay, we're just going to try and push that glue in there. Something heavy, maybe something a bit heavier than that. Okay, so that's that one. And I'll leave that overnight. It is, what is it now, 7:10 p.m. So I'll just leave it overnight. And then we'll add some pretty papers. I've got the same kind of pretty papers. Now, what colour is this one? Kind of a teal colour. Teal. Oh, isn't that nice? Love all these papers. Marbly fat. Just love them. Now, these are only 6 inches. So if you saw by this book, I had to join it there. Now if you're not happy with that, use 8 inch or 12 inch, whatever larger papers you've got. Or if, like me, you don't have any that you want to use, you could maybe put something across there and maybe that goes around, or just some sort of decoration across there, a little bit of braid or something. Anywho, let's go with these two. So I just measure what I wanted, cut it, and then join the other piece on as much as possible to look like it's one piece, which is not always. Oh, that one might be alright. But this, I wanted to put that gold in. So anywho, and then if you've seen my previous video on making these little ones, these little boxes, and I show you how to make these tabs. Okay, that's it for now. I'm going to go and have a late dinner. Got leftover Chinese. Woohoo, don't have to cook. Love it, don't have to cook. I hate cooking. Absolutely hate it. Okay everyone, I'm just going to move this out of the way so I can turn me off. Okay, thanks for being with me, and I hope you enjoyed. I hope you'll make some of these book boxes. I intend to have a whole shelf of them, and different sizes. I could do some little ones as well, small books, thin books, all to keep my flowers and templates and stuff like that in, so that it's not all over my desk. Okay, thank you very much for being with me, and stay safe. Bye bye for now.